Hey, it's Allie Edwards, and today I just wanted to give you a quick look at my Week in the Life album before the actual documentation portion begins. For me, for Week in the Life, I don't do a lot of advanced preparation within my album. Another project that I do called December Daily, I do a lot more work for setting the album up in advance. But for Week in the Life, my focus is really on the documentation portion, and I take a lot of time during that actual week to take pictures, to write down the stories that are happening, and I want to keep the focus on that during the actual documentation week. And then after that, I come back to my album and I bring everything together within the album itself. Now, that said, I definitely do like to get my supplies ready and to get my album set up just so I can kind of see where I'm going. I want to see what my end is kind of going to look like before I begin. So all the things that I'm showing you today are from the Week in the Life kit. The one thing that we don't have available anymore are the daily dividers that you'll see in here. Those were an early bird item, but I'll talk a little bit about ways that you can work around that too. So I'm using the polka dot album. There's still a few of those left. We also have a gray stripe album, which is available, and that one looks like this. I have an actual product overview video that you can find here on my blog as well for the overview of the whole kit, which I'm not going to go through each individual piece in here right now. My goal in setting this up in advance, I do a couple things. One is I want to get the page protectors in order, and I follow the same basic formula, and there's an image here in this post if you want to see it, for each day. So I don't really mix things up. I want to have, I start with one page protector. We've got basically 3 per day, and I follow that all the way through. So essentially what I'm doing in my setup is just getting it ready to hold the content and kind of giving me a better idea of actually how many photos do I need. So here you can see within the album itself. So I'm starting with a full page 6x8 page protector, and I just have that stuck in there right now. That will end up being some kind of a title page, probably photo based, meaning there'll be a photo on the front, and I'll probably do some kind of reason why on the back. Why am I doing this album? Why am I doing it this year? Those kinds of things. Next up, I have the day of the week divider. Now these are the ones that we had a limited number of, so some people have them. We don't offer them individually in the shop at this time, but just a heads up for that. And then you go into the actual place where I will be putting my content for Monday. Now when I look at my kit, I think about, are there some things that I'm going to want to add in here for sure, but these are always subject to be moving around. So what I'm doing right now is I'm going to have the 4x6 pocket page protector first, and then I've slipped the large plastic day of the week in there for each day right now. I may leave that in that place, I may move it around. I just want to have it kind of sitting in the album right now. Then I have the 4 pocket 3x4 page protector next, and remember I'm going to follow this throughout the entire album. And we have these cards as part of the kit, which say morning, afternoon, and evening, and that may be where I document what we ate, or something specific that I'm going to follow throughout the whole album. So that's the next page protector. And then to complete my week, or complete my day, I have a 6x8 full page protector. Now if I was doing this and I didn't have these dividers, I would start my day with the 6x8 page protector. I usually like to have like a full page photo that begins the day, and I'm not doing that this time because of the daily dividers. So in this case, I'm going to end on a page protector that has a full 6x8 pocket. So we'll see how I end up treating that, or what actually ends up going in there. And then I just repeat the same thing. So here's the Tuesday divider, then the 2 4x6 pockets with the plastic Tuesday inside, the 3x4 card there on the 4 pocket 3x4, and then the ending again with the 6x8. And like I said, this is what I have in my album for right now, and this is just repeated then for each day of the week. So when I look at it, I know, okay, so I'm probably going to use 2 or 3 4x6 photos, however many, you know, up to 8 3x4 photos, and then some kind of 6x8 photo. A lot of times this is where I use the Week in the Life layered templates that we have available, and I designed a new set for this year, so I'll probably use those in some format there, or I may use the 4x6 one. There's a 4x6 set available as well. Now, you may be thinking to yourself, this is not, I can't fit, I'm gonna have way more photos. You know, a lot of times people for this project, they'll take up to 100 photos a day. You can't fit 100 photos a day, and I don't think you really want to use all 100 photos for your day either into this page protector configuration. So you have a couple options. One is you can add more divided page protectors if you want more. Another option that you can consider is just adding the photos directly into the album. And I've done that often in this project as well as December Daily, where I'm adhering to 4x6 or a different size photo back to back and then adding those into the album itself as a page. So that's something for you to consider down the road once you are looking at how many photos you actually have. I think that this in and of itself is a great reminder that you don't have to take 100 photos for the day. You can if you want, and a lot of the joy that I get in this actual project is in the photo taking itself, because I'm often using my bigger camera, and the quality of the pictures are just some of my favorites that I've taken, but I don't always use all the photos, and I'm totally okay with that. I am okay with not using all the photos in this album itself, and I use those photos for other stories I might want to tell, other projects, or I just have them in my archives as well. This setup here, even with just the 3 page protectors per day, if you were to put photos in these 3 page protectors for each day, if you filled those pockets, you're going to be telling a beautiful story about this week in your life. You don't need 500 pictures to tell this story of the week in your life. You could use, you know, however many this ends up being, you know, 10 to 15. Now, I probably, you know, I've been doing this project long enough now that I could probably take 10 to 15 pictures a day and just slip them in the pockets. Like, I kind of know the kind of pictures that I like to take. I'm looking out for specific kinds of stories that tell the overall story of this particular week. But I will always take more because I like to be able to pick and choose when it comes time to putting it into the album itself. I like to have the options to pick from them. So some things for you to think about as you're getting ready for the week. So again, just Thursday, same thing, just following the same basic format. I vary where that card goes in the 3x4 pocket page. Again, Friday, same thing here, and then Saturday and Sunday. I also wanted to show you that I took the envelope that comes with the kit, that the kit comes in, here's Sunday as well, and I hole punched it and put it into the album. It sticks up out of the top and out of the side as well. I'm not sure exactly what I'm gonna put in there yet. You could put, you know, things from the kit in there if you wanted to keep them all together. You could put stuff from your life, like tickets or other things. In the past when I did this project, I've been doing it now since I think 2005. So in the past when I've done this, I've included more daily life kinds of stuff like ephemera or tickets or whatever, but as the style of the album has changed and as I have less space essentially, intentionally have less space to try to make it a little bit more of a manageable project. Some of those things are getting left out, which is fine because I'm focusing on the words and the photos, but having some sort of pocket in the back, whether it's this envelope or something else, is a great way to hold those kinds of things within the album itself. So thinking about some kind of pocket for yourself potentially. And then, like I said, what I will be doing, so starting on the 17th of April is the Monday that I'm going to begin. During that week, I will just be focusing on taking pictures and writing down stories. And within the post here, I'm giving you some different ideas. And if you're watching this video somewhere else, click over to my blog post so you can read some of the different ideas I have about focusing on specific stories during the week to make it more manageable and to make it more meaningful potentially for you as well. After that week of documentation, which I will share my words and stories on my blog each day, then I will get down to the business of bringing it together into the album itself, and I'll share that process with you as well on my blog. So how I use the products, how I end up telling these stories each day. So if you guys have any questions on this basic setup, feel free to let me know and I'm happy to answer them. And I'm looking forward to telling stories with you during the week.